The story here I want to wrap up with is the Autopen, so we can get into. You just had to tweet up a minute ago. Yeah, right there. Any document signed by Sleepy Joe Biden with the Autopen, which was approximately 92% of them, is hereby terminated and of no further force or effect. The Autopen is not allowed to be used if approval is not specifically given by the President of the United States. The radical left lunatics circling Biden around the beautiful Roosevelt's desk Resolute desk in the Oval Office, took the presidency away from him, and I'm hereby canceling all executive orders and anything else that was not directly signed by Joe Biden, because the people who operated the Autopen did so illegally. Joe Biden was not involved in the Autopen process, and if he says he was, he will be brought up on charges of perjury. Thank you for your attention to matter. So he's going a step ahead to even not put it on Biden, not allow Biden to come and change it. Tom, your thoughts on this?
Well, there's very, very interesting. I have thoughts on this. I think there was a shadow government that was working around Biden, that at times he was nearly incapacitated, unfortunately, sadly. And I say that legitimately. People make jokes about we didn't have a president, we had elder abuse. I understand the comedic angle of that. However, it's sad when you're talking about the leadership of our country. However, James Comer, the U.S. House of Representative from Kentucky, they did hearings and they talked to people, Pat. Now, if you've had great assistants over the year, right, Pat? And what if HR asked your assistant some questions and then they say, I take the fifth? Like, wait a minute, you're Pat's assistant. I'm just asking you, did you schedule lunch on this day? I take the fifth. And you keep taking the fifth. What do you think that means? You don't want to be in trouble. Comer.
You talking about somebody that we had? Because that sounds like somebody. Or you just like.
No, I'm just saying.
I think Mateo's doing a great job. Just
no. Don't drop names. I'm just saying, like, what he's saying.
James Comer brought in White House staff, including some assistants and coordinators, and several of them just sat and took the fifth when James Comer was asking about the Autopen. And then James Comer said, what was really interesting? He says this: there were several people who committed violent crimes, murders, and in fact were actually released or had death sentences diminished. That was stunning to us because we never found any evidence that Joe Biden had ever said anything about that. He actually had spoken openly about some people that had committed nonviolent crimes, some white-collar crime, and that he was giving some of them pardons. And then all of a sudden we saw some people come across that were violent crimes, and we're like, you know what? That doesn't sound like Joe Biden. And no one could say to us, quote, James Comer talking about his hearing, no one would say, quote, yes, Joe Biden told me to sign this document. Yes, I participated in a meeting with Biden where we discussed the executive order. And yes, I was asked to go down the hall and place it on the machine and get it signed. No one could tell us that. And so James Comer, opened it up and it's like, hey.
But you need Supreme Court still, Tom. The Supreme Court still got to be able to do it. So when he's saying,
I'm saying it's not just Trump.
I get that. But to me, what the last, 2016, what the last 9 years have taught me, if there's anything, there is nobody that has more power than the Supreme Court. Nobody. I put the Supreme Court ahead of the president.
Well, that's it, because there is a thing above the Supreme Court, an etching that says there is no appeal except to God beyond this court.
And you hope, by the way, you're lucky that it's 6-3 today on the conservative side.
Oh, man.
Imagine if it's the other side. America is sold if it's on the other side. If one of those guys did the Colorado thing, but by the way, here's what Comer had to say about the Autopen. Go for it, Rob.
Any evidence other than the very last person we brought in, Jeff Zients, who I'm sure he communicated with everyone else that we brought in. He knew the questions we were asking. No one could say, yes, Joe Biden told me to sign this document with my name. Yes, I participated in a meeting with Joe Biden where we discussed this executive order or we discussed this person's pardon. No one, his inner circle, we brought in all of his inner circle, some of whom pled the Fifth Amendment, wouldn't even answer the questions, but those who did, other than Jeff Zients, the very last person, no one could say it. Now, we didn't bring Jill Biden in. Many believe she was the one that was making a lot of decisions. It doesn't matter. What matters, Jason, is that Joe Biden wasn't a part of the process. And the Constitution is clear. No one has the authority to issue a pardon other than the President of the United States. The Vice President doesn't have that authority. The Chief of Staff does not have the authority. And the First Lady does not have the authority. So I applaud what President Trump did today. I think this will end up in court. And I think our investigative work, the report that the House Oversight Committee published, will serve as the basis of evidence.
We will see. We will see.
And I hope,
we will see.
By the way, speaking of Biden, do you know he made an appearance this weekend?
He was a walking potato in Nantucket.
Rob, I sent you that video. Can we see Joe Biden looking?
Rob, wait. Don't throw it off.
Yeah, while you're doing this, I want to. Can I show?
What is this?
This is what I want to show you.
Oh, go ahead.
So by the way, the oversight committee watch, which by the way, Comer was a part of it. A bunch of these depositions, which I've watched a lot of them extensively, Pat. It's showing and admitting how they all propped up his decline. They put on makeup, they put on teleprompters, and he wasn't, Pat, for all the speeches and everything like that, you're not going to believe this. They went to Hollywood to help him with speeches with the State of the Union and to help him with vocabulary. Guess who they basically put on board to help Joe Biden? You're never going to believe it.
Go ahead.
Jeffrey Katzenberg and Steven Spielberg were brought on to teach him how to speak, and they were like, "You're not using the right words."
Stop
and
is there video
Jeffrey
of that?
Zients, former White House chief of staff. This is when I'm a loser and I'm sitting home watching this stuff at night. Listen to what he says.
And this is the only guy that answered questions for James Comer.
Only guy. It's all good. It's gonna come. But literally, Pat, the only one that was actually answering questions truthful about what was happening.
Deeper questions.
Rob's got it. There you go.
There's a specific. Sorry.
Yeah, 250. No, it's all good. Right there, you can say.
Towards the end, we had Steven Spielberg joins. I think for some sessions. I think around the State of the Union.
State of the Union.
And Jeffrey Katzenberg was also involved in some of those sessions.
Huge Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Mr. Spielberg and Mr. Katzenberg interviewed.
It was typically around, boy, the language doesn't pop there. Is there different vocabulary? Or this is an opportunity to really slow down and deliver. So it was around delivery and language, not around policy in any way, shape, or form.
Did Mr. Spielberg contribute to any other?
He's the chief of staff.
He was the chief of staff, former.
Right.
He goes, they didn't help with policy.
And by the way, you got to give this guy props on one thing. He was the only guy that went to that depth and was cooperating with the committee and answering questions.
Didn't plead the fifth.
Other people would just stop and plead the fifth.
Well, wait a minute, though. That shows unalignment to Biden to do that.
Yeah.
So that means he's not aligned.
He's not.
Or he's just concerned about answering the question straight because he's concerned about what happens to his career next. Or maybe he just got, as they say, he got religion.
What career? What career? You think after this, Democrats are going to trust him?
Oh, no, he's finished.
Wait, to not follow the orders, you think this guy's going to get hired again by anybody? For him to not plead the fifth? Let me ask this question. Chief of staff, how important of a position is
Huge.
that? It's massive.
Susie Wiles.
It is.
Susie Wiles.
Exactly. Okay. So what's one of the jobs of being a chief of staff? It's
everything.
multiple levels above being a secretary.
Huge.
Oh, yeah. Why did they call secretaries secretaries? To keep what? Secrets. Oh. So you mean to tell me you want to say this? Do you think anybody from the administration, like Jill or somebody, told him, "Hey, you better not say anything. We're all pleading the fifth"?
Absolutely.
Do you think he received that? Do you think he received that message?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Chief of staff,
If he
was in the
received
meeting.
that message to
Most
plead the
likely.
fifth,
Most
and he
likely,
just said
yes.
that, he will never have a job on the Democratic side ever again, unless if it's somebody else hiring him. It's an outsider winning on the Democratic side to hire somebody like this. He'll never have that higher up of a job again. What does he currently do right now, Rob? Can you look him up to see what he does right now?
Sure.
How dare you go against?
Oh.
Wow. What does do today? Yeah. For a job. Yeah, let's see what he does today.
He came out of private sector, by the way.
He worked under Obama.
He came out of private sector?
Yeah, he's not a career
I just want to know what he
politico.
does today. So as I don't know, he's official former. There's no longer White House senator, but what does he do today? Zionist background. Zion's background is a fix-it. I just want to get your reaction. Zion's background is a fix-it executive. Both of them.
Everybody went.
It was history. Even I was go before. As of now, Jeff Zients is not holding active office. His major role. Okay.
So he's chilling. He has money. He's a freaking investor. He's a business
Supposedly
guy.
he was an executive
Can
and
you type
investor.
what his net worth is?
Sure.
What's his net worth? Does he have a few money? Let's see what kind of money this guy's got.
8 million.
I think he's doing okay.
Oh, okay. He's good.
Somewhere between 89 and 440 million.
Democratic
He's going to
Party.
be okay, Pat.
I think he's
What a
doing
loser.
Pat, what a jump! 68 million to 338 million.
He's doing okay.
But you know what? What this shows?
Thanks, Joe Biden.
That they controlled everything. It wasn't a presidency. It was like a Hollywood production, and even the aides didn't know who was signing it. And what should scare everybody? For 4 years, you don't know who was definitively running the country, who was running the United States of America. And it's the same people that are going after Trump to try to destroy him with Tom's color revolution, which is working to a T. But thank God the people were fighting for it. But this is a scary, scary thing. Who are those? Who are the people in the ear? Was it the Hillarys? Was it the Obamas saying, "Hey, make sure he does this"?
By the way,
Is it possible that this guy just said, all right, I'm not doing this. I'm just going to cooperate. I'm not going to out everybody name by name, but I'm going to answer it so I'm not prosecuted later, and I'm out of
Yes.
here.
But
Is it possible?
Guys, what I'm saying to you is, this is a form of being a lowest level of whistleblower.
I agree.
Okay, just so you know.
I agree.
But when he did that, is he married? Can we see his wife and kids? If he's married, does he have a family? Not trying to do married. Okay, he is. So he's a Duke University guy. He's probably got kids. Yeah, he's probably like, listen, this political stuff, I am out.
I'm done.
I want to have nothing to do with it. I want to go back to my personal life. Now, watch him show back up. But to me, yeah, good for them. They got a family. They're doing their thing. Rob, I didn't mean to put her on blast. I'm just trying to check to see if the guy's married or not. It's not going to say like, she went to UC Berkeley stuff. We're not trying to do that. But good for him for doing that. However, he will never have a job at that level ever again. He will never be a chief of White House ever again. If he does, I don't think it's going to be an establishment left that hires him.
Of course not.
Adam.
Well, the whole conversation around Biden using the Autopen is they were like, who's in charge? Well, pick your poison. Do you want the incapacitated vegetable allegedly in charge? No. Or do you want his handlers in charge? You're not even sure who these people are. Also, no. This is the danger of electing a guy that you're not really sure his mental stamina. Now, a lot of people made the mistake, but the question is, did you double down on it and try to defend Biden when he was clearly inept? Or did you make the savage mistake of trying to prop up Kamala Harris as if she would be any better? So what role did Kamala have here? What role did the chief of staff here? Ron Klain, this guy Jeff Zients, whatever it is, who are the people really running the administration? Because you know how like, Rob, you drive a Tesla, right?
I do.
You're like, sometimes I'll just put it on autopilot and it'll drive for me. Yeah, you do that when everything's clear and everything's going great. The country was falling apart under Biden. He's still like autopiloting it up. That's the biggest problem
But the biggest problem is what Tom talked about, and I'll say very, very briefly, the color revolution, which is a globalist, communist playbook where this is how easy. They turn the public against a leader that the people actually voted for. We voted for Trump, okay?
Check.
Then they unleash disorder. BLM, Antifa, cities burning while they call it peaceful.
Check.
They weaponize the courts, the media, big tech, Zuckerbucks, 400 million to count votes.
Soros and the DAs.
And then
Check.
they install a puppet who answers to outside forces like China and Blinken and all these guys.
An older Biden. Check.
That's it. So, Adam, it's not like what they voted for. They were installed. They cheated in 2020 with the Hunter Biden laptop and covering up voting centers so we couldn't see the votes. Like, the jig is up. We know what the hell they did, and that's who they wanted. They wanted this guy in to puppet his ass to wherever he wanted to go.
81 million votes,
and those
nothing to
idiots
see
voted
here.
for him. And the people that voted for him, unbelievable.
Can I give you a little maybe devil's advocate for a second?
Get devil.
So this weekend I'm in Miami and I'm having a conversation with a very, very good friend of mine.
Great movie.
And he looks at me and he goes, what the hell happened to you, bro? I go, what do you mean? He goes, I see what you're doing with your Trump thing. Who paid you? I go, what? He goes, what? This is so unlike, I haven't seen him in a while. He goes, this is so unlike you. I go, what do you mean? He goes, Trump? Really, bro? Really?
I would have done this if I was
I'm like, Trump's killing it right now. He's doing awesome. He's like, you disgust me. I go, really? Who do you like? He goes, I like Obama. Oh, I go, yeah, cool, great, but he hasn't been president in, I don't know, 10 years. Who do you like now? He's like, I like Obama. I go, no, I get that. Who do you like now? He's like, well, not Trump. I go, that's not the, I go, who do you like? Keep saying Obama.
He doesn't have a name.
No. His candidate is not Trump.
I know. I go, I get it. You don't like Trump, you like Obama. But current politicians, who would you vote for now? And he goes, I guess just give me the California guy. That's what he says.
God.
I go,
That's the
Gavin
problem.
Newsom?
Yep.
That's your answer? I go, give me one thing Gavin Newsom has done. He goes, well, at least he's decent. And this is the point of my thing. People are so TDS, broken by Trump, that they can't get past the fact that he's not decent. He's not the typical president where he goes, you're stupid, you're gay, you're fat. When you are stupid, gay, and fat, whatever it is. They can't get past that. So no matter how many wins Trump gets, they don't care because he doesn't, quote unquote, live up to the stereotypical decent president. I go, so you'd rather have a corrupt reptile person like Gavin Newsom or a walking vegetable like Joe Biden, or bring back the Obama years because you hate Trump this much? I'm not buying it. Is this the video of Biden?
All right. And I'm assuming he's no longer a friend.
No, I love the guy. And I told him, I go, we're always going to be friends. But you have
Well,
TDS, and we're not going to find common ground in this. But here, let me buy you a beer, and I bought him a beer. I love the guy. He has TDS. It is what it is.
Did you buy him a Bud Light? Like, what kind of
You know
beer
what?
did you buy him?
Yeah.
But do you want to know?
Did you intentionally
Can I
say,
tell you what
"I'ma
offended him?
only
Because
get
you
you
can say
Bud
this to
Light"?
a buddy. He goes, I go, do you want to know the reason I'm not a Democrat anymore? Honestly, dude? Honestly? Because I'm not gay. He like, how could you say that? I'm like, yeah, dude, like, honestly. As a dude, being like, Tim Walz for president. Kamala, dude.
Wait, you don't think Pete Buttigieg like
He's a
exudes
strong
alpha
man.
male
But
energy?
the point is,
with his
I'm
beard
joking with him like a buddy
and
would.
his baby that he
and he
bought?
got so offended. But the reality is, a lot of what I'm saying is true. As a straight white male, as a straight dude in general, it's very hard to find common ground with the Democratic Party at this point. Sorry.
You okay?
Yeah,
I'm gonna be okay.
I start off with Cory Booker. You lost it. Now you're going back to
Guys,
saying what
I don't
you're
know. I'm
saying.
flip-flopping over here.
Yeah, folks, you know what today is? Cyber Monday. Okay. Today's Cyber Monday. If you remember on Black Friday, we announced something. One of the goals we had when we announced this last year was we wanted 1 million people to wear the Future Looks Bright gear. We are close to 500,000 people. We're about to pass 500,000 people worldwide that have Future Looks Bright gear, which means we're another 500,000 away. I love it. If you believe the future looks bright, you want gear for yourself, for your coworkers, for your kids, for your spouse, for your relatives this Christmas, get them you know what I'd like to see happen? Get people Future Looks Bright hat and gear that don't even follow the merch, that don't even follow the podcast. Give them a Future Looks Bright hat during Christmas and see their reaction. So this is the last day that you'll see 30 to upwards of 70% discount on 99% of the items on vtmerch.com. This is the last day. Nothing else will happen after this. Everything will go back to regular prices. If you're looking for a couple unique things that people are asking us about, of course, the FLB shoes. By the way, just so you know, in the last 61 days, I've worn this except for one day. Every day. And today I'm wearing a brown, and Vinny's wearing it as well today. This is all I'm wearing right now. Yeah. So if you want to get the shoes, the Black Friday offers to look out for is the Black Friday digital course mega bundle, all the events, everything that we have, public speaking course, PBD sales system, SLS Sales Leadership Summit, Vault recording, all bundle at $997. Great offer. The shirts, I'm wearing a Valuetainment shirt right now. You can go a little bit lower wrapped. You can look at these items. We'll put the link below for you to go to. But if not for yourself, if you're planning on shopping for friends and family this Christmas, surprise them with a Future Looks Bright hat. Surprise them with a Future Looks Bright shirt. Anyways, in the meantime, go to vtmerch.com and place your order 30 to 70% off. And for the crazy ones, because all the mystery boxes are gone. Those are completely gone. We don't have a single one of those left. But if you're crazy enough to place an order over $2,000, we're going to get all the lists tomorrow. We're going to draw one of them.
Wow.
And someone's going to be invited to come have dinner with us here in Florida. We'll go to Casa D'Angelo. We'll have dinner. Then you'll be sitting right here in between me and Vinny, and we'll do a podcast together. So go to vtmerch.com, place an order over $2,000, and then you'll get yourself possibly a seat when we do the draw on PBD Podcast.
Vinny.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.